This is Gene Adam, former lead singer of Iced Earth. Be sure to subscribe to Podcast and Stone, and don't forget, join our community on social media. Metal lives.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Iced Earth community, welcome to Podcast in Stone, the only podcast 100% dedicated to iced motherfucking Earth. I am joined, as always, with the incomparable Chuck Hoskins. We're back once again after a long hiatus, which we usually tell you that won't happen again, but it does all the time because life gets in the way. And stuff just happens.
If you're sitting there, wonder why Chuck and Jason hasn't done a podcast in like a month, then you must ring 0800 Stuff Just Happens, and someone's going to be there waiting for your call.
They won't be. We're talking shit. Welcome, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking about the second album from Matt Barlow and Freddie Vidales. We're talking about Ashes of Aries, Well of Souls. Their first album in 5 years. It came out in 2018. A bit late on this one. It is 2020 after all. But it is what it is. Chuck, how are you doing? And are you looking forward to talking about this record?
Jason, it's good to be back. Good to see you as always. Good to hang out. Yes, I'm very excited about this. As some of you guys might know, tiny Matt Barlow fan here. So I'm excited to get into the Well of Souls. I remember the hype around this one, just being so excited for more Ashes of Aries, and I was hoping for a few more tour dates and hope that it was going to come my way, but hopefully next time. And I'm excited to get into this album. I think it just, when we have a while before we talk about album, it just takes more time to sink in, and we could talk better about it. So I think it's right on time to get people excited. Maybe some people listening don't have this album, and now is their time to go out and get it after listening to our podcast.
Did you want to start with overall thoughts, Chuck?
Yeah, we could talk about that. First of all, the color scheme and art on this thing is phenomenal. If you do not own a physical copy, you need to do so. Support Matt and Freddie, first of all. And second of all, the art inside, I'm not going to give that away, but the art inside these for each song is incredible. I thought it was a very mature progression from their first one. I mean, it definitely still sounds like Ashes, but I think they took that logical next step, and it left everybody that was wanting Matt very well fed. I think that it gave anybody that was wanting those soulful vocals and great riffs from the first album, they were pleased. What was your overall thoughts?
My overall thoughts was like, I can't really talk about this properly without really spoiling my overall view, which is the point, I suppose. But for me, the main thing I liked about that first album was that death metal influence in there, and they fused that death metal with traditional metal. They made it work. Now on this album, for me, they've doubled down on that death metal influence, and really, I think they've probably created one of the best albums in the last 10 years, in my opinion, with this, Will of Souls. I was captivated from song 1 until the cover that ends the album on song 12. You know how we've spoken to John Schaefer, and he talks about how he's a riff factory. I think Freddie Vidales needs that title as well. The riffs on this record are just, I'm like this. I can't help it but be blown away by how just infectious the grooves are on these riffs, and how just they make you want to jump around and just headbang the fuck. They're so good. This is probably, in my opinion, if you're not going to count, I see that's really awkward. I was going to say, if you don't count Burnt Offerings, this is probably the heaviest album Matt Barlow's ever put out. And I feel this is probably the best thing Freddie Vidales has ever done, in my opinion. The guitar work on this record is outstanding. It's everything that I would want from a metal album. It's heavy, it's dark, it's got bright moments. The vocals are insanely. It's probably the best. You know, do you know how I said Matt Barlow is a master at his art?
Sure.
This is when the master outmasters himself. Do you know what I mean? Like he's stepped. I don't know how he's done it, but he's stepped up. There's this part in a few of the songs where it's not high, it's not his baritone. It's kind of like higher than his mid range, but it's a completely different vocal I've never heard Matt do before, and it's outstanding. And yeah, this whole album is just Van Williams on drums. Everybody that took part on this album stepped it up, and it's just outstanding. From
all killer, no filler, sir.
There are songs I like less than others, but that's apples and oranges, right? It's not much of a big deal. But yeah, I just think this is one of the best records in the last 10 years. It's outstanding, and I think it's better than the first album. And like I said, just everything is just stepped up, and it's just bigger and better, and it's fucking great.
I'm incredible. So pleased with it, and it's one of those ones that I know I've had it in my collection since the week it came out. I like it more now than I did, 2 months after. It has aged well, also. I don't want to go into it until we get track by track going.
See, with me as well, like when it came out, it kind of came and went for me, because I feel that it's the truth. This is the goddamn truth, right? Where there was just something else that came out around that time, and that something else was the Purgatory EP. And we've got lots of I don't want to take anything away from the guys in the Isis of Aries, but I've heard a lot of Matt Barlow in my time. Do you know what I mean? And when I heard Gene Adams coming back with Purgatory, I was more invested in that at the time, and that kind of pushed the Ashes. This album, it pushed Ashes Will Have Souls to the back burner for me, and it's only took this last year or so for me to really kind of jump in and listen to it again and actually like absorb it all. And my word, I should have jumped on it straight away, because it's amazing.
Yes. Let's get into track by track, sir. We've got a lot to discuss today.
Track 1, Consuming the Mana.
Consuming the Mana. You want to do this one first, or you want me to?
Yeah, I just really like. I'm sure Matt or Freddie mentioned that Jonah done the intro for this song. It's very, very much just makes me think of We Are Sentinels. The Matt and Jonah project. It reminds me of that. What a fucking riff that opens that though. After the intro, I'm gonna say what a riff for the majority of this podcast, because every song is like what a fucking riff.
And to touch on what you said, I think this is definitely the Freddie guitar coming out party, because
so
with Ashes, it's hard, with us being huge Barlow fans, it's hard not to talk about Matt's vocals. But there's several songs in here where it's like Freddie.
Yeah, man, like it's unreal. Like, speaking of vocals, it's classic Barlow though, right? In this one, it's just I wouldn't expect anything less than greatness, and he brings greatness. It's undeniable for Matt Barlow, I think.
I think this is the perfect album opener. I think the intro by Jonah, of course, sounds very We Are Sentinels, because it is We Are Sentinels, basically. That left me wanting more out of the next Sentinels records. Like, I want them to take it just a touch heavier. Like, this song kind of shows what We Are Sentinels could go to. But, I mean, that's for another discussion for another day. But the riff is excellent. Matt sounds terrific on it. A great intro. I love the opening. It says, "Here's our new album." Bam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really good opening. It's not the best though. It's not the best, but we're gonna get to that. I don't know about you. Is it the best for you on the album?
We haven't discussed our favorite track on the album.
But let's not go. Let's just go through and then we can. It's not my favorite either, but it's a really strong opening song.
Outstanding track. Outstanding.
Yeah. Track number
Cool,
two.
cool title too.
Track
Track
number two. The Alien.
The Alien. This is a nerdgasm right here. You have, to me, the greatest of all time singing about superhero stuff. They did it in the first album. They did it here. It's The Alien, obviously a song about Superman. But what I love about the Ashes take on superheroes is it's not in your face. It's not like they're singing, here's Batman with his grapple. You've got to find it in the story.
Yeah,
it's not obvious, and I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny, when I was waiting on you to, and this is a little bit of a spoiler, while I was waiting on you to be ready to record today, I messaged Freddie, and I said, we're going to be talking about The Alien today. And I said, is there going to be a superhero track on the third Ashes album? And he sent me like a little meme that said maybe, and he says they have discussed it. So fingers crossed that there will be a third superhero song. Obviously, the Punishment on the first one is one of my favorite songs of all time.
So good.
But it's got a Pantera-like riff, and Freddie's gallop on it is amazing.
Oh my! I just put my notes. I've put that tremolo riff is what it's all about. My God!
Right.
And it's just, he's found as well. I want to say, with Freddie, there's going to be a lot of praise for Freddie's guitar work on this record because it's outstanding for me. How he's done, he's created this guitar tone that is immeasurably heavy, and he plays his guitar so locked in, it's so tight. So you've got this just muted, just it's just fucking it sounds huge.
Yes.
It sounds massive.
On YouTube, there's an excellent video of The Alien. So if you have not seen it, go watch The Alien tonight after our podcast is over.
What makes this song as well really fucking good? I'll get to Matt in a minute, because obviously I think everyone knows what I'm going to say about Matt Barlow, because it's Matt Barlow. But I think what really makes this, it's Freddie's guitar with Van's drums. Them together, it's just I can't really put into words how good it is. It's just it's euphoria in the metal landscape. You got the double kick drums. It's man. Can you see my frustrations of I can't get that in words because I'm just so excited about it. It's so good.
Just a perfectly put together song. I enjoyed this one thoroughly.
Yeah, fantastic.
The Alien is a highlight for me on the album for sure.
Such a cool name for a song as well.
Yeah, like I said, I love how it's not in your face.
Yeah.
It's well done. Just well. The lyrics inside. When you buy your official album and you have the lyrics in there, you can follow along. So, Alien, outstanding track. Unworthy. Don't be laughing at me.
Mate, this song is so good. My word. Just death metal all day long, this song. Death metal all day long. You've got the guitars that are so heavy they probably break planets open. You've got syncopated chug parts that are just huge. You've got Matt's melodies that are just exceptional, some of the best he's ever done in my opinion. And I swear to you, right? I swear, Chuck, the song just gets heavier and heavier and heavier and heavier. By the end, I'm just I'm broken into a million pieces because it's so heavy. My words, and there's even if you listen to the last chorus, there's literally death metal vocals, backing vocals doing death metal. And I'm just this is amazing. This is so good, Chuck.
I think that's Freddie, isn't it?
I think so, but it's so good.
I really enjoyed this track as well. My notes on this one is Matt sounds really good, but the guitars win this one. The guitars on this one is, to me, is the main event. It's a great rocking song, and we're going to get into the tempo changes. We're going to get into the different tempo changes, but this is another well-rounded piece that fit into this 12-song puzzle excellently.
One of the best songs on the album for me, so good.
Fair enough.
Immense, like, just, I'm sitting here, I'm just like that, listening to it. It's like in a zone. Track number 4, Soul Searcher.
Soul Searcher. This song is the reason why I love Matt Barlow. I mean, the intro, for so long now, it's been forever. It's just so soulful. To me, this sounds like it could be like a unforgotten, dug up track from the Dark Saga album almost. Like it's got that soulful kind of dark, like it could have been
it's very somber, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so. And in my notes on this one, I wrote like "goat" like 6 times. It's classic Barlow. This is the reason why I love Matt's voice. I mean, it's phenomenal. Just the different timbres and the range. And I mean, we had those hard thrashing aliens earlier, but then it's this one that makes it's so well balanced, and
it fits with the rest of the album as well. Yeah. It's not like it's odd. It actually it fits in really well, and it gives us that breathing space on what's to come next. And what I like about this as well is in this one, because it's not going 300 miles an hour, because it's like more kind of chilled out and more kind of somber. We're talking about Freddie's guitar work, but I'm going to talk about his bass work. The bass guitar sound, it sounds really warm and it just really fits the tone of the song really well. And I think it just sounds really good. Production overall is great on this record. The production's
it is very good. Warm, that's good. And any of the Iced Earth Barlow heads out there that I miss Dark Saga, I miss Horror Show. If you don't have that song in your rotation, you're sleeping on this album. I mean, I think this, for the people that miss the Horror Show days and Dark Saga, that you've got to get this album. I'm not saying it sounds like it. I'm just saying the reason why you like those albums is in here too.
There's moments, right? There's moments of
it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And I wouldn't want an album that sounded just like Horror Show. It's matured, and they've, like I said, we can't say enough how much you've seen the Freddie's growth and his riffs and their writing from album 1 and 2.
Speaking of riffs and Freddie Vidales, we got track number 5. We got Sun Dragon, which is my favourite song on the record. My word, this song is incredible. Death metal, just all day long death metal riffs in this. It's intense. It makes me want to jump around and just mosh, and it's just it fills me with so much fire. It's so intense. And in my notes, I've just put, this is amazing. Vocals are once again awesome. The breakdown is crazy good. And Freddie's solo work on this song is just great. It works. It fits with the riffs, and it's just so intense. It's just like I listened through these. These are really good headphones. Yeah, I'm sitting here like this, like just like dying through the sheer just a wall of just crazy heaviness in my ears. It was just what a cool name for a song as well, man.
Yeah.
How is there not a band called Sun Dragon? I don't know. That's a cool last name.
It's funny you say that, because I was my iPod out old school today, and I'm listening to it just before we record today, and Sun Dragon comes on, and I'm like, how am I not listening to this like darn near daily? I mean, the riff on it just is oh my god, it's perfect. I mean, if you like fast metal, it's amazing. I mean, you pretty much summed it up. The guitar work's phenomenal. Matt's growly voice, just the guitars, a well-written song, and it's not just a riff going nowhere. It's a very well-written song. Cool title. Awesome.
Yeah, favorite song on the album for me. I love it. I loved it. I wanted to replay it as soon as it finished. It good.
It's perfect coming off of the slower song right before it. I mean,
that's what I mean. Like, you have that breathing with Soul Searcher, and it just comes in like a sledgehammer.
Nice.
You know what
Very
I mean?
well put.
Like, that's what it does. We got track 6 next, Transcending.
Transcending. I really enjoyed the lyrics on this one. Very cool lyrics. This is kind of just a straightforward, good rocking song. The riff kind of builds on it. I enjoy this one. That's pretty much all I have to say about this one.
Yeah, I'm more or less kind of the same wavelength as you. I think the opening is quite an epic, kind of big opening for it. With like the lead work on top, I think it was pretty good. Yeah, like I said, I don't think it's anything like it's not. I don't think it's as good as what came before it on the album, but it's not awful. It's still good. It's still decent. It's still got Matt Barlow sounding amazing on it. It's still really good. And there's a slower part with the bass guitar. That sounded really good. I think it's like middle of the song. There's a bit where it's just Matt singing and it's just got bass guitar and drums. It sounded really good. That's still cool. So yeah, it's decent mid album song.
Yeah. There's no skippers on this album.
Oh, no, I don't think there is either. I agree with you there. I always feel with albums that middle chunk is usually the hardest to really kind of figure out, because usually like like with my album, we put like some good songs at the top that we like the most, filled out the middle with kind of like halfway songs that we still, obviously we like all our songs, fill the middle out with like some other good stuff as well, but then fill the ending with some of our other favourites. So we got that like open the song with a banger, end with a banger, fill the middle with kind of good. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I always find that the middle part is kind of hard, but I feel this album they've kind of made it all just really work really well. I think the sequence of songs works in the album's favour. You know,
I agree.
Like, so we're halfway through the record, and it's still good. It's kind of dipped a little bit, but then again, you know, how can you follow Sun Dragon? I don't know, but you know, it's a good track for halfway through.
Let All Despair is here's a spoiler. It's my favorite song on the track or on the album. I love the acoustic intro. It's so catchy. I love how it shows the range of Barlow, and it's kind of, I don't know. To me, the instrument on this album is Barlow's voice, and I can't say it. It's catchy. I like that dun 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 dun. I just love how that it's catchy. It's everything I want in the Barlow song. What's your thoughts on it?
It's your favourite song on the album. It's my least favourite song on the album.
There you go.
Doesn't mean I don't like it. I think the vocals are cool. Like you said, the vocals are really good. I like some of the riffs on it are pretty cool, but again, it's one of those songs. I think that the 6 songs that came before it are just so much better. But it doesn't mean it's a bad song. It just means that it's not as good as those songs. But that's as far as I've really got to say about it. Really, it didn't grab me like it grabbed you. I wish it did, but it didn't.
I love it. So that leads us to In the Darkness.
I thought this song was very power metal sounding. The intro's got a very kind of like fist pumpy kind of intro. The riffs, as always, are cool as hell. Now this, how I was saying about Matt's kind of found this. I think he's found this new kind of like higher range vocal, where he sounds like I've not heard him sound like that ever before. He sounds completely different. It's this song, and it gave me goosebumps, and I'm like, whoa, like it was unreal. I'm just like, that is amazing. I can't really explain to you what I mean without you finding it in the song and then go, oh yeah. But yeah, the vocals on this song in its entirety, just like probably the best vocals on the album for me. Like really blew me away. The chorus is really catchy as well. Yeah, and it's just really good. It's like really good. Very, very power metal. I got a very power metal vibe from it. How about you, Chuck?
I thought the crunchy guitars in there is a highlight. I love the background vocals on this one. kind of similar to what you said. I think it builds up to be a really good song, a really good solid track on the album, and guitars are great. I mean, I can't say enough about the guitars in this album.
You know, if you want a guitar album, you could either get Night of the Storm Rider, or you can get this album.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really high on the guitars on this record. Yeah, so yeah, In the Darkness, it's a really good song. I think it sounds quite power metal-y. Matt Barlow, Matt Barlow's best vocals on the record, in my opinion. His high notes are out just in and on another level. It's just crazy good. Gave me goosebumps. That's what you want from a song sometimes, right? You know, I was really like, you know, just invested proper. Track 9 we got next. Spirits
of
of
Man.
Man.
All right. As soon as I turned this on, I thought, man, that's got a very cool Slayer type intro. I mean, I really like the intro, and I really dig like the spoken verse part of it. And then it breaks down to a slower part, and it kind of it's got like a Pure Spirit Burnt Offerings vibe from it. So I really dig. I mean, it's a track unlike anything I've ever heard, and I totally dig just the way it flowed. I mean, you got like just a touch of Slayer, kind of just evil in the beginning, and he's just a great song. This song is very much a highlight for me. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. One of the best songs on the album for me as well. I thought the intro was evil is a good word. You said evil. That's a good word. I'd also say kind of droney, a bit of doom in there, a bit of doom metal kind of. It's got a mood. It's got a mood to it. That intro, I liked it a lot. Then it just explodes into speed metal. Now that spoken bit you said, I've just written. This is how I've described it. Matt Barlow spitting out bars like a dictator ordering his troops. That's how I've described his the spoken word bit.
Nice.
Because it's like he's ordering. He's like giving orders, proper like, you know, like a dictator at a podium. That's what it felt like. I know he's not, but that's what it sounded like to me. The chorus is really good. Like I think the riff in the chorus as well is really good. Yeah, it's all really good, Chuck.
Standout track for me. I would definitely put it on Ashes of Aries' greatest hits right now. Time Traveler. I'm going to go into this one first. I really dig this song. To me, this is kind of the sleeper of the album. I think it growed. This is the one that growed on me the most over the past year. It's vintage Ashes, just fast guitar and Matt. I like the build up on it, and the chorus reminds me like it could almost fit in Somewhere in Time, the Maiden album. Like, I'm not saying it all sounds like. I'm just saying it kind of, you know, has a feel to that whole Somewhere in Time album. I think it's outstanding. It's catchy. Time Traveler is a great track. What's your thoughts, Jason?
I've got a couple of thoughts for this one. I have one word. I have one word to describe this song.
Here we go.
Epic.
Epic. There you go.
Like it's old school speed metal, and people might hate me for saying this, or they might love me for saying this. This song is what you get if you replace Hansi Kirch in Blind Guardian with Matt Barlow. This is what you get. You get Time Traveler, my friend. I get a very kind of like Euro speed metal kind of vibe from it. Very kind of almost early Blind Guardian vibe before they went really symphonic and stuff. Yeah, really good. Once again, it's got riffs to die for, as this whole album has done from track 1. Yeah, I just read my notes just say this is epic in capital letters.
It is. It's
really good.
It's a great track. I really enjoyed listening to this over the last couple of days. God of War.
Can I talk about this one, please?
Please do.
This is probably like the heaviest this band has ever gotten ever. Like, it opens with like this kind of doomy opening, then it goes into this stomp, what I call the stomp. Do you know what I mean with this song? There you go. Do you know what's really weird though? Is that I was wondering where we were going to get a song called The God of War, because it is Aries, isn't it? The God of War is Aries, and the band's called Ashes of Aries.
There you go.
So, like, it was about time, and I was like, oh yeah, they've got a song, awesome. Yeah, it's... What can I say? Like, it's heavy. It matches the title and the lyrical content so well. It's got that stomp at the beginning. I don't know if you know what I mean. This is like... It's heavy as all fuck. It's got more
depth. Big. It's big. It's big. A big sound to me.
That's a good analogy. Yeah, more death metal influences in there again, as the whole album has just dripping with death metal influence. The mid part into the solo is amazing as well. The mid part just before the solo, it's so good. It's just like I'm just got a massive grin on my face because really good.
I thought it was a great way to close out the regular album. Like you said, I think it's big. It's just big. It's epic. It's heavy. It's metal. God of War is what I like about metal. I mean, there's songs that I like where he's lower register, slower. This is just big metal. Enough said.
Yeah.
Now, to the bonus track, You Know My Name.
See, I'm just going to kick off because I just got to explain. Like, I was re-listening to this for the first time today in a very long time. Like, I listened to the album once before this, maybe last year sometime. And this song came on, and I'm just like, this sounds really different. This sounds tonally sounds completely different to the rest of the album. And I had to clarify with you, Chuck, is this a cover? And you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh. Because if I'm honest, I'm not really familiar with Chris Cornell's solo stuff. So I didn't realise. So I don't really have a basis where to compare it. But I will just say that I think it's a really, really good song. And Matt sounds really, really good in it.
I'm going to go on record here and say this might be my favorite cover of all time. Like you said, I was never a grunge, into Audio Slave or Soundgarden or his solo stuff. But this song it's like it was wrote for Matt. And it's such a great song, and I know we discussed this with Tribute to the Gods, like some of the songs being too much like this is just a carbon copy of Maiden. This is just Priest. This is just AC/DC. He took this song, and this song, I was listening to it, and I wrote this note right before we came on. This song should be on the radio right now. With Barlow, this is better than all that garbage that I hear when my kids listen to the radio. It's outstanding. This is what a lot of the people wanted Tribute to be. This is, you take a song and they just it's not, they just made a really terrific song with it. And I kind of made a note, I wanted to talk to you about it. When they do cover songs, do you prefer it to be something you've never heard before or you've heard to death? Because I kind of enjoy a cover song that I've never heard before.
Yeah, I think like hearing this and not knowing it was a cover until I asked you, because I didn't want to write any notes as if I was talking about it as part of the album, because I did start doing that and I was like, actually this doesn't sound like it's a part of the album, I better ask Chuck, which I did, which is good. I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. But it's crazy because I didn't know this song before now. I don't know the Chris Cornell original, but it's making me think maybe I should go and check out the Chris Cornell original, because I really like it.
When the song came, or when I got this album, I remember looking it up on YouTube, and it's similar. I mean, it's not like they changed a lot of stuff. They went pretty similar to the original, but I mean, Barlow, come on. He could read the phone book, and I'd be like, yes, I can't wait till he gets to see. So this is just an outstanding cover. I mean, he did some good covers on the We Are Sentinels album as well, which we'll get to soon. I think it was a great, fun way to close out the album. Like you said, you could hear it. It sounds different than the others.
Yeah,
it's just a nice,
tonally,
bonus track. Sounds amazing. I mean, just an outstanding way to end the album. Such a high note.
The whole album is a high note. I think it's so high up there in the careers for both of those men. You know, like Freddie and Matt. I think it's some of the best work they've ever done. Like I said, Matt's on another level throughout the whole record. Like he's somehow outmastered his own mastery, and it just baffles me that I haven't got around to listening to this more than I have. It's crazy.
Yeah, I wondered the same thing today when I heard Sun Dragon. I'm like, this has got to be in my car a lot more often. I enjoyed the crap out of that today.
That song, man, it's the best song on the album for me. Like, and I just love what they're doing. Some would say, oh, they're just typical like metal bands, but they're not. If you look deeper, like we're doing, there's so much death metal influence, and I'm really into my death metal. So hearing the death metal stuff with Matt Barlow is like a love letter to me. He's going, here you go, Jason, have some love. I'm just like, thank you so much. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know what I mean? That's how I feel.
The letter of love.
It might be up there with my favourites of all time, actually, thinking about it.
It's an outstanding album. Just, like I said, I can't say enough great things about it. Here's my CD. I know you got that very awesome looking vinyl.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to have to get it out, though. I should have thought about this before we pressed record.
Yours is colored, right?
Oh, yeah, it's majestic. That's the word I'm going to use.
I need to get that.
It's so majestic.
Warning. If you don't have this, you're going to want this as soon as you see it. Warning.
It might be so. Warning, jealousy incoming.
Right.
I don't know if my if it's going to capture that or not.
Jesus.
It's so good. I know John Schaefer hates spattered vinyl, but I'm all about spattered vinyl.
That's amazing. It's also available on black also.
I have sinned though. I have sinned. My Lord, I have sinned. I haven't listened to this yet. I listened to it on Spotify for this review. Sorry. I didn't have time to spin it and flip it and spin it and flip it.
And a buddy of mine sent me this. Thank you, Donald. There was a Ashes of Aries mead.
Is that the guy from the Where the Souls cover art? I think
Yeah.
it might be. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Mead.
I like the orange colour.
Yeah. This could have been an alternate cover too. I love the color scheme though. I have some comments from our group. Sorry everybody, we're a little bit late. We had some life come in the way. I was sick for a while and stuff happened. So let's read some comments. Nigel Lemon said it took a few times. I think I left it alone for about a year and returned to it just before Christmas. It was on repeat at work for about a month or so, and after that it's really grown on me, and I can't find something I don't like on each track. Funny how that works. Or he says I could find something I like on every track. Well said. Lou Sass, huge vinyl collector. I like the debut for the most part, but this one, to me, has less memorable songs, and I really do not like the guitar tone. So that's the total opposite of what we've been praising.
That guitar tone is immense, though.
But you know what?
He's been
going on for days about how much he loves to do Demons, and I would take this over Demons 10 times a day and 15 on Sunday.
Yes.
Remy Dobbingman. For me, an instant classic. Listen to it every day since its release. Wow. Jonah's touch on consuming the mana is perfect to beginning the song and the album. The Alien didn't expect a song on Superman after a song on The Punisher for the first album. Sun Dragon is a blast too with Transcending. Soul Searcher is a great ballad, but my favorite, of course, Let All Despair. Nice. Lynn's Growl. I love this album. Let All Despair is one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. Wow. Christian Campbell said not as good as her debut. Not even close. Matt sounded good, duh, but overall was underwhelming. Okay.
Fair enough.
Can't please everybody all the time. Phil Gentry says, makes me miss Matt and Iced Earth. His vocal sounds better than ever.
Yeah, I agree. Best he's ever sounded, ever. Like, so good.
There's a gentleman, I hope I pronounce his name correctly. It's Matt Barlow. Said the artwork is cool. Thank you, Matt. I like it too. David Barry said the Alien, my favorite song from the album, the Ode to Superman. Cool, Jason. John Baylor says amazing second CD from Ashes of Aries. I love the Chris Cornell cover. And then this was right after Kobe Bryant, so we have some people talking about Kobe Bryant.
What, in the comments?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So which was horrible the day this happened. So, but so yeah, we had some people really love it, and some people didn't like it as much as the first. There's always going to be people that likes one album over the another.
Yeah, like I generally thought it was going to be very difficult for them to top that first album, because I love that first album. I think the first album is fantastic. But like I said, you know, I don't want to be a broken record, but yeah, just everything about this album for me just stepped it up that next level, and it was incredible.
Dare I ask, do you have a favorite between the two?
What, the first and second album?
Yes.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, With Our Souls is my favorite.
I don't know whether I have a favorite. I don't have a go-to. You know, I like them both pretty equally.
I think this album tops the first one on production as well. I think the production's immense on this record.
I think if you put a gun to my head and made me choose, I'd probably choose this one. Now, for all of the Barlow fans out there, we still are going to do retrospectives on the Pyramaze album and the We Are Sentinels album. So those two are coming. I look forward to covering them both.
Yeah. It's funny because when it comes to We Are Sentinels, we actually have spoken about that record a lot, but not actually as a proper episode. We've spoken to Matt about it in an interview, a whole interview dedicated to that record. You know, but we haven't really kind of gave our breakdown on it, which is going to be interesting because I haven't listened to the album for a while, so it'd be cool to go back to that one and give it another spin for a while.
So we've discussed this. Probably our next retrospective is going to be Sons of Liberty.
Yes, Brush Fires of the Mind.
Yes, which is supposed to have a vinyl release soon.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and it's supposed to have the EP on there also.
Can't wait even more.
So I look forward to that coming out.
I've got a lot to say about that record as well, so I'm quite looking forward to doing that one.
Absolutely. This was a great album to talk about. I feel like we're kind of back into it. I'm looking forward to. It's
long overdue. Like I really hate when we take so much time away, but sometimes it can't be helped. But I really want to like.
A week ago, but my voice was shot for like 8 days straight, so I'm just now getting to where I could talk. So I apologize for that, but life happens. It's not the corona.
You can't call it that anymore. It's called like COV something now. They changed the name of it, didn't they?
Did they? I haven't heard that. Anyway.
Do you know, by mentioning that, we've dated this episode. We've made this episode dated so bad. In 2 years, you'll be like, "What are they talking about?" Oh yeah, that thing that didn't really affect many people. Oh yeah.
Right. The common cold. So anyway, I love this album. We can't say enough. Buy physical products, whether it's vinyl or CD. It's out there. It's an outstanding album. Great art. I teased the God of War artwork, but it's got an excellent book of art in there. Great album. Outstanding. So, thank you to John with the mentioning us in the Demons and Wizard album. That was outstanding. It's a huge honor. We're going to give I don't want to give any thoughts away on Demons and Wizards, but that will be coming up in the near months. And also, Luke Appleton band Absolva has a new video called Burning Star. So check that out on YouTube and check out the Absolva new album. Anything else you want to talk about, sir?
Bring on Ashes 3, man. Like I'm already ready for another Ashes record.
And there's a good strong possibility of another. Who would be a good superhero to do a song about, sir?
I could name numerous. I'm looking around in my room and I've got a pop vinyl. It's Daredevil. I love Daredevil. Daredevil would be cool. Daredevil, Batman, Venom. Yeah, loads of them. There's loads.
I think Daredevil would be an excellent. You could talk about Justice being blind, or Aquaman. You can go into the whole Atlantis kind of, like you said. He could do it on 150 different superheroes, and I'd be like, yes, that was perfect. So bring on Ashes 3. I hope to have a release date very soon.
Yeah.
More Barlow, please.
In current news, I just noticed as I was browsing Facebook before we recorded, iSturf has asked people about card games, which is interesting. What could they be planning when it comes to card games? Like, are we going to get a card game based on something Wicked Trilogy? Maybe.
I don't know. That had me curious too. I'm also curious about.
I mean, I'd buy
what
it.
he mentioned about a book.
I'd buy it. Like if John's going to release stuff that isn't music but is related to the Something Wicked saga, I'm going to buy it all day long. It'd be really cool to get some iSturf related stuff that's not music for once. It'd be nice.
But that had me curious. What book has he got in the works that's unlike nothing that's been done before? That's got me curious. Maybe illustrated comic book type deal?
I don't know.
It's got me curious.
Well,
but yeah, curious to see what this whole magic card thing's about.
I'm just I'm ready for a new iSturf record at this point. I really am. Like, it's been a long time. When was Incorruptible? 3 years ago? Almost 3 years ago. So
yeah, we're going up 3 years.
It's about time. 2 years is the usual kind of gap between records. 3 years is pushing it, or if you're tall, you'll wait an eternity for the new album because they take ages. But John's mentioned 2021 will be the magic year. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll have. Do you think we'll see Ashes first, or We Are Sentinels next?
I don't know.
I hope it's Ashes. And that's nothing against We Are Sentinels. I just prefer crunchy guitars and metal.
The only thing I worry about We Are Sentinels is that where it's basically just like, soundscapes and Matt singing, I'm worried that there's not going to be enough in there to differentiate, I can't say that word, to make it sound different from the first album. I feel like the worry that I have is that it's going to sound too samey.
I agree.
And don't get wrong, I love that first album. So
yeah, and that's what I liked about the consuming the intro, that you can do that but still add some guitars. I hope
they won't add guitars.
I know this is fantasy booking, sir.
Yeah, I know. You're fan booking this shit.
Right. So that was a fun episode.
That was good.
I'm looking forward to doing another one very shortly.
Yes, everybody, thank you for watching. We have been Podcast in Stone. We are back, hopefully for a lot longer this time.
Not, hit subscribe, hit like, and check out if you're new to the channel, go check out some videos. There's some cool stuff out there from us.
Yeah, we got a smorgasbord of content going all the way back to 2017 where we began. Massive interviews with people. Randall Shorver, which is quite a rare thing to see if you're a big old school Ice Stir fan. Massive interviews with John Schaefer too. In fact, that stretch, as long as 4 hours or more with John Schaefer. We're really close to 600 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, punch that subscribe button. We're coming up to 550. So it'd be really cool to hit 600 at least by the end of the year, or maybe hopefully it'll be a bit more than that. But yeah, if you like this comment, punch the like button, punch subscribe, share it about, and then tell your friends and maybe your dog. Your nan might like this as well, so tell your nan. And we'll see you next time, guys. As always, stay metal, because metal lives, my friends. See you later.